And a lot of that, by the way, is on Eriksson Ek. Let's see if Eriksson Ek can come in and actually become a player and not just somebody that like we see promise from at the end of the year.
From Nikolai, are the Wild getting a lot of calls on people other than Spurgeon or Zucker?
Yeah, I mean, that would be total speculation on my part. I mean, again, just putting 2 and 2 together and guessing, sort of. I mean, you could just figure out the guys that potentially are on the move here. He's not trading, obviously, Fiala Donato. He just acquired him. We can assume right now the Parisis and Suitors, Stalls, Koivus are going nowhere. Dumba. So where do you go from there? There's Brodin. To me, unless you're getting a good left shot defenseman back in some capacity, it's a risk with Suter getting older. There's Patterin. There's Sealer, who is kind of on the outside looking in at the end of the year. There's Foligno. There's Eriksson Ek. And then there's the kind of the periphery guys like Rask and JT Brown. Now, Rask, there's no doubt that Paul is trying to put him into contracts, into trade potential packages to get rid of his salary. So we'll see if he's able to accomplish that. He tried it with Tyler Ennis last year at a much lesser price and wasn't able to do it.
Thanks to Bite Squad.
I believe it was a much lesser price. I can't remember.
From Bite Squad, bitesquad.com. Download their app. Easy way to order food, breakfast, lunch at your office or anywhere else, dinner with no dishes or reservations or parking or traffic. Food shows up looking like it just came out of the kitchen. They just added Ocean Air from downtown Minneapolis, which is a great restaurant, a bunch of other local Minneapolis restaurants, and you can pay $5.99 a month and get free delivery within a 4-mile radius. They make life easy. Bite Squad, bitesquad.com, Bite Squad app. From Stuart Tapper, does a Zucker for Trouba deal make sense or a Spurgeon for Nylander?
Spurgeon for Nylander is something I think Toronto would always be interested in. Trouba, I'm not the biggest Trouba guy. But I will tell you, I have heard in the last couple of days that Winnipeg has been doing due diligence on Zucker. So Nikolai Ehlers probably, to me, would be somebody that they'd want to shop. That, to me, would probably make more sense. Unless you're Paul Fenton and you know that at the end of the day you are trading Spurgeon, then I guess you could look at Trouba. We'll see. I mean, Paul has also shown so far that he's not scared to trade in division. I mean, he traded Granlund over to Nashville, but maybe also in Paul's mind he didn't, probably maybe figured that Nashville wasn't going to re-sign Granlund in a year, so maybe that's another reason why he was fine doing that. But I will say Winnipeg has interest in Zucker.
Interesting. From Mikey G. Twins baseball seems to be playing the analytic game and succeeding this year. Can the Wild take a similar approach, and if so, what would that look like?
Well, hire a staff.
Yeah.
They don't have a staff right now.
That's the interesting – I can speak to the Twins angle on this. The Twins have built out it's a huge and ever-growing analytics staff. Mm-hmm. They have brilliant young people right out of elite colleges. They are looking up everything you can possibly look up that pertains to a baseball player or a baseball team. But the coolest thing, Michael, is that they also use analytics to free up their scouts. It's not like the Moneyball thing where they make fun of the old school scout and they want to get rid of the old school scout and they want everything to be just what you can find on a computer screen. It's the opposite. They use analytics to help those scouts. Mm-hmm. They use analytics so the scout doesn't have to spend all day holding up a radar gun. They want the scout to go talk to the coach and talk to the parents and see what kind of kid he is. So it's not like analytics is just numbers for them. Analytics is knowing everything you could possibly know about every subject.
Yeah, and financial compensation too.
Absolutely.
Comparables, things like that. Yeah, I mean, I do think the Wild have to do a better job. I'm not positive how much Paul values it. And right now, when I say they have no staff, they have no staff. I mean, Alex is about to leave, and they have no staff. I mean, so they've got to hire some people here quick, and it's a pretty important part of the year. Drafts, free agency, trades. So
I would say so. A couple more Twitter questions from Kyle. Any word for a reason behind Donato and Greenway having such an underwhelming Calder Cup playoffs?
No, I mean, other than what we've talked about, that maybe their heart wasn't into it. It was an absolute concern because we watched Luke Cunning go down there and just work his absolute butt off. But that's the way that guy's wired. I mean, he's intense. There are times you interview him and he's got his game face on, and it's pretty cool to see. I think Cunning's gonna be a heck of a player for this team. And you know what? I really. I like Donato as a I just think his head is on straight. Hockey family. He's got the Harvard arrogance, which might have been part of hey, why am I down here type thing. But there's just a lot to like about him. I think character-wise. So, and Greenway is also a great guy. So, I just think that it was these guys got done playing a lot of hockey, and all of a sudden everybody's going off to the Mexico and the Caribbean and back to their houses, and suddenly these guys are in Des Moines, and I think it just was hard for them to get going for some reason. But it was disappointing, and Paul voiced that disappointment, and I know behind the scenes Tommy Curvers, Tim Army, those guys weren't happy either with the play of those two.
From Jordan Hawkinson, do your reporting skills and talents help your friends get out of sticky social situations? #Burberry.
Wait, who said that?
From Jordan Hawkinson.
Oh, that is funny. So I met Jordan last night over at Delwood, and there was a Burberry incident.
Okay, what's the Burberry incident?
I don't even want to get.
You have to now.
I don't even know how to explain the story, but my friend Austin was like attacked by somebody about something that had to do with Burberry, and it was just the weirdest situation ever.
So this wasn't reference to your mom going into Burberry?
No, I don't think so. I definitely don't think so. Although I tried to diffuse the situation by telling the woman that was yelling at Austin that, "Hey, I just spent 45 minutes at Burberry." She wasn't having it though. She was. Yeah.
Think of a way to tell that story. I want to hear that story in some future episode.
Yeah, I know, it's just a weird situation, but.
It's strange that you would found yourself in a weird situation, an awkward situation.
I swear to God, I was Mr. Innocent during the whole thing. I was just kind of confused.
We don't believe you.
I was my typical confused, like what's going on self.
You were busy ordering stuff on Amazon.
That's true.
From another one from Jordan, what's your favorite hole at Delwood?
That's a good question.
What's your favorite texting hole at Delwood, Michael?
Yeah, that's true. Let's see. I've bought the most gear around 13. I don't know. I haven't really mastered exactly what the holes are. I'm actually going out there probably again tonight. I'm definitely going out there Saturday because our mutual friend Andrew McCann's back in town.
Oh, cool.
Have you paid attention? Andrew's first tournament, he made the cut on both of them.
I saw that. That's cool.
And so he's back in town just for this weekend, and then he leaves. I guess there was he had this week off. I think he's playing 13 or 14 events. But his poor caddy, Hudson, who's a local golfer in this area, he's from Stillwater, had wrist surgery. So he had wrist surgery today, and then they both leave Sunday, and he's going to carry us.
Oh, my God.
He's going to carry Andrew's bag around town. So actually, Jordan...
Russo-like toughness.
Yep, Jordan... who's, by the way, I've met awesome people over at Delwood. I should just join at this point.
You should. You should both join and get them to sponsor the podcast.
But Jordan and his buddy Brian listen to a lot of these podcasts, and so for one, I apologized.
Yeah, please.
Two, I think I said to you that Brian knows probably more about me than anybody, and that's from him listening to the. He was telling me things the other day that I've said, and I did I say that on the podcast? So they're people. They're nice over there at Delwood. This one guy comes up to me the other day and just grabs my rosy cheeks. He goes, I'd recognize those rosy cheeks on FSN. And the only thing I could think about for the next 3 minutes is that rosacea medicine's not working. I've honestly been taking medication for rosacea since December, and apparently it's not working.
You do have rosy cheeks.
Yeah. You know what the best medicine for my rosacea would be?
Stop drinking
coffee. I think that's it.
Stop drinking coffee?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, I have the same problem. Yeah. And I don't know if it's coffee, alcohol, or sun, or just being Irish.
Yeah. I told the guy that when he grabbed my cheeks, I said, about a...
Why did he grab your cheeks?
He just, he seemed excited by him. So he comes up to me and he grabs the cheeks. And then I said to him, I was thinking about it for 2 minutes. I'm honestly, I was thinking, boy, this rosacea medicine's not working. And then I told him, and then I felt bad because I think he thought that he offended me. But I told him, and
I'm sure he did.
I'm about 3-4 years ago, this one guy said to me on Twitter, he goes, "You look like a freaking clown on FSN right now." So then I blocked him, and then the next day I bought makeup. So the guy kind of helped me and angered me at the same time. He got blocked on Twitter.
I would just say this, that I used to do a lot of TV, and they used to slather makeup all over my bald head and my rosy cheeks. Yeah. And HD TV does not help people like us.
No, definitely doesn't help me. That's for sure. Dawn Mitchell, she's the one that kind of helped me buy the makeup, and and I always, that would have been an unbelievable scene. Last year, I had to get new makeup, so she brought me to Oh my God, what's the name of the place? It's in like Uptown.
Doesn't matter.
It's like a famous makeup place that I'd never heard of, and she brought me in there. And I'm sitting with this woman that is putting the makeup on, and I am just like sweating. I was totally uncomfortable wanting to get out of there. And Dawn is loving this scene, taking pictures. Those pictures, luckily, haven't gotten public.
Dawn, send me the pictures, please.
Yeah. What is the name of that makeup? I almost feel like I want to run and get it.
I just don't care, Michael.
Yeah, I got a primer with it.
Of course you did. What you need fingerprint proof makeup, so when people grab your rosy cheeks, they don't muss it.
Yeah, I know.
All right, 2 more Twitter questions and we'll get out of here. Once again, thank you to Tin Shed. Follow us on social media. We'll get the exact starting time. But you can always show up at 6:15 and hang out until we start. I will get the starting time to you as soon as we can, though. Thanks to Twill and the Dining Galleria. I love their stuff. Fixology Repair, our friend John Hedges. Tony Hoaglund, your State Farm agent in Champlin, and Bitesquad, bitesquad.com. 2 more Twitter questions. One is from Liberty Weekly Podcast. Do you have any... Oh, okay, that's the wrong one. I apologize. From Tyler M. I get so confused on Twitter. You know what? Tyler asked a kind of a really big picture question.
Oh, no.
In your picture, and you know, it's about Leopold and rebuilding. Tyler, we're going to do that as like the main topic of a future podcast instead of just rushing through it right now. So we're going to finish up on this one. Brian Hansen, can you elaborate on Matt Hendricks' departure from the Wild, why he left, what he's able to do in the locker room leadership-wise on the other teams, what he wasn't able to accomplish here, and why the
That's such a great question on so many levels.
Yeah.
Well, he was brought here to help the locker room. He didn't play a lot. They decided to give him a chance. They offered him the chance to go back to Winnipeg, and he said, okay, yeah, I'll go back there. And he was valued there. And I don't know. It just it didn't work here, not because of Matty. And it'll be interesting because Matt Hendricks has a couple options. If he doesn't play again next season, I could see him working for either the Wild or Winnipeg. A lot of respect there between Matt Hendricks and Paul Fenton. Paul drafted Matt in Nashville, was a big reason why he came back, gave him the option to go back to Winnipeg. So I could see if he wants to live down here with his family, him coming in some sort of player development role with the Wild. Or Winnipeg, I think, would offer him the same type of role as the Wild, and it would be interesting to see where he did. But it's an open-ended question that you just asked with a lot of tentacles that are probably too speculative for me to answer. But obviously, Matt Hendricks was brought here to be a locker room guy, and he was here for a year. And this is, and I know that's all over the map what I'm just saying, but trust me, I'm not being critical of Matt at all.
I understand. So. No, that comes through. Hey, our starting time, I got
the Wild locker room's tough. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
And the Wild are aware of it.
Yeah.
The players are aware of it. Management's aware of it. Ownership's aware of it. The coaches are aware of it. They're trying to fix it.
Our starting time for June 12th and 26th. And the 26th, the 12th, we will celebrate Michael's 30th birthday. 26th, we will celebrate our 200th show. Starting time is 7 o'clock. June 12th and 26th, the Russo-Souhan Show will be live at Tin Shed in Savage. TinShedMN.com is their website. Starting at 7 o'clock. We're moving the starting time back to see if it helps people get there with traffic. Tin Shed, June 12th and 26th. Starting time, 7 p.m. Thank you to all our sponsors. Thanks to all the Twitter followers who sent in questions. Thank you to Michael. Thank you to Michael's mom for putting up with him and letting him go stay in a hotel or something while you're in town.
Pretty little city built on a hillside. Music in the bars and fire in the sky. We went to the beach and it was covered in ice. And I used to call it home. So much coming out, there's nothing going in. I know that you feel like you're never gonna win. Oh, but the world won't forgive